Now it's time to take a look at our profile. So on the very top, go ahead and click on Profile. And this is going to be our information and the people interacting with our information. So when we first come on here, we see what's called a wall. Basically, the wall holds all of our public information. So the next link is our info, which you can have either as complex or as basic as you want. And the other thing is you can constantly add on to these issues on here. So it's taken me a while to get to this point, and that's perfectly fine. You can put in your contact information if you want to, job history, groups you belong to, all those types of things. Also have photos. Basically, these are going to be photos that have been tagged of you, also mobile uploads in my case, and profile pictures. Also have notes. In my case, most of these are going to be coming in from my blog site, and again, I'm going to show you how to automate this process here in a second. Pretty much everything beyond that you can completely customize, you can add, you can move around and do all those types of things with. So going back to our profile, some spots that we really want to strongly take a look at is our picture. So if you have a picture that you're using on LinkedIn and Twitter and some of those other sites, try to keep it consistent. Now, some people will frequently want to use their logo. A profile is for an individual. A page, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit, is for a business. So on your profile, don't focus on your logo, focus on you, because that's what people are connecting with. Just below that is your introductory paragraph. And to edit any of these types of things, there's a little pencil icon in the corner. If you just click on that, it will now allow you to edit that content. So I strongly encourage you, again, this is your personal profile. People want to get to know you socially. You can then drive business based on those connections later. So don't put something that's just business keyword spam. Try to sound like an individual, try to sound human. So that is how to edit your profile. There's also applications for Facebook. And for instance, one I have on here is Vidler. There's nothing on here, but basically Vidler allows me to record video directly onto their site. It would embed that here. Another one that's especially good for the real estate industry is my real estate market, provided by Altos Research. Great product and service they provide. But basically this is going to show me my local real estate information. So let's say I wanted to add something like that. So maybe I am in real estate. So in the very top up here under search, we can just do a search for real estate. Now it's going to give me some suggestions based on people I know, but I just want to search Facebook. When we do that search on Facebook, it's going to give us all of our results. So for instance, this is an application. Looks like it's a game. This is a page, so this is for business. But we can specify up here. So if I want an application, I can just click on applications. And maybe real estate tycoon sounds interesting to me, so I can click on view application. And on this next screen, it'll basically give me a description of what the application is actually about. And at that point, I can decide whether I do want to add it or not. I can see some of the people who are using it. I can see some of my friends even who are using it. Kind of builds a little bit extra trust in here. So if I want to, I can go to application. And every application is a little bit different here, but they're all going to ask a similar question to this. Do we want to allow this application to access basically all of our information? You either have to allow it or not, and it's entirely up to you. Again, your level of trust. I'm going to show you here how to set some of your privacy settings so you don't have to worry about them getting information you don't want them to. So in this case, I'm going to allow it. And here we are. I now have an application added onto my account. Every application is going to encourage you to invite other people you know. I don't recommend doing that because it can end up being seen as rather spammy. So we don't want to do that if we can avoid it. So that is how you add an application into your profile. So now when I go back into my profile, It may or may not have added onto the side. In this case, it didn't, but it is going to be accessible, and people will start to see updates from that. So that's adding an application. I try to keep that to a minimum if at all possible. So the next thing I want to show everyone is how to automate your profile. If you look at my Facebook account, it looks like I'm on here every day. However, I've figured out ways to automate this process because I don't like being on Facebook every day. And the big key to that is this settings link right underneath the share button. So if you click on that, stories posted by you and sites we can import from. So we can see here that I've imported from Flickr and Yelp, YouTube, Pandora, Hulu, and my blog site. Some sites I'm not importing from include Digg, Picasa, Delicious, Google Reader, Last.fm, and PhotoBucket. Picasa, PhotoBucket, and Flickr are all online photo storage sites, also social networks. Digg and Delicious are going to be social bookmarking sites, so as you're browsing the internet, you can basically vote on websites you like and then share those with others. Google Reader is an RSS feed reader. I used to have this one integrated, but ended up sending too much content through that wasn't personal and too much business-related information. Last.fm and Pandora are online radio stations. Yelp is kind of like City Search, but much better. YouTube and Hulu allow you to watch videos online. So lots of different options. Depending on which application we want to add, it's going to tell us what we need to do. So let's say I did want to add back in Google Reader. So it's going to say, what's your public URL associated with that? And if you don't know, it gives you the link right there. So you can click on that, it'll give you the link. Other applications like Flickr will go through a verification process, take you out to your Flickr account, and ask you what you actually want brought in and is that okay. So that's going to be one of the best ways, and I really strongly encourage you to try to come up with about an 80-20 balance. 80% of your activity on your personal profile should be personal and social information. The other 20% can be a little bit more business related, but still not hard sell. So figure out the balance based on these sites that you may also be using. For instance, I had Google Reader integrated, but again, I took it off because it was too much business types of information. So I brought in more sites that are a little bit more personal and fun. So that's going to be the key way to automate your information. And just to show you what it looks like on my profile, to give you some examples. So here's a blog post that got pulled in automatically. This came in from my Twitter account automatically. Here's another blog post, Twitter, blog post, Flickr account. So lots of different things just pulling in automatically. I'm not having to work at it, but people are going to get to know me on a much more personal level because of this information.